I'm glad to see that you have grown in the ways of justice, Shaman. I wonder how many see you for what you really are. A killer. A killer who's contaminated his armies with his own cold-blooded thirst for revenge.
So, before I even played this clip I brought up for this video, I was thinking to myself how people never truly appreciate who I really am. They will see all the lies and the narratives about me, the media narratives. They won't really know who I am. I'm sure they'll have screened out a lot of my videos to make it clear what's going on. And especially if the people who have been watching my videos haven't been doing their part. And it's only up to me and whatever plans I've made to release my videos and to keep them up and to have other channels, etc. And they won't see me for who I am. They will agree with what I played at the beginning of this video, the clip. They'll see me as somebody who was a ruthless, calculating killer, an assassin who planned with a vicious, ferocious precision. And I'm sure they will make it seem like my reasons were arbitrary instead of sensical. They will downplay everything that I've opined. And they will really lie to you and mislead you about who I am, what I believe. They won't see the arguments that I've made, they meaning, the people. They won't see the type of person I am. They won't see the struggle. They won't see the gang stalking. They'll say I'm delusional. I've made my case beautifully, eloquently. I've made my case decisively, really. But if that case is never brought to light, then people won't have a chance to agree. And then there are those who are stuck in their political ways and habits. They don't see how their political habits contribute to social cleansing, political and ethnic cleansing, economic warfare. They won't see the damages that they do because they're blinded by their own greed and habits. So, who am I? Probably one of the most well-meaning people you'll ever watch on YouTube. One of the kindest, gentlest souls. And I think it took someone like me to come to the conclusions that I have. I remember on a news channel, I think it was CNN, there was this guy who used to be a extremist, and he now leads some kind of political group or foundation against extremism. He explains how people like me, or jihadists, are misunderstood, that we tend to be very well educated people with a profound understanding and a respectable, devout, religious perspective, who are trying to make the world a better place. And he said that we've come to the wrong conclusions about how we could do it. And I disagree with him on that point. I think that if you look at the way things are, the only way to change things is through war, surgical strikes, not declaring war and, fighting your enemy on the battlefield in a traditional fashion, because that is a type of war that you'll almost certainly lose in this day and age, in this age of information and technology. But rather a war of political assassinations and attempted assassinations, a war of military inspiration, Because the people in charge, as many of you are having trouble understanding, are a bunch of cowards. They are scared. Their agenda is a result of this fear that they have. If you psychologically profile them, who are they? You know, they're a bunch of gays and feminists and racists, and all these people, they really have something obvious in common, is their greed and their fear. Several things obviously in common, you know. And you know, racists are afraid of the impact on other races. They don't understand them. They're afraid of competing with these people, other races. They want to have a privileged position to make their life easier and to ensure the future of their children, because they don't have faith in their own people. They worry about what's going to happen if there's a level playing field. Gays are obviously very sensitive, cowardly people. I don't think I have to explain that. Feminists, the same thing. These are very effeminate people. And so they attack, you know, all these groups really end up attacking religion, whether you want to admit it or not. You might say, well, racists are conservatives. They don't attack religion. Well, they attack Islam. And any attack on Islam or Christianity is a very bad idea, because spirituality is very integral to the human experience. It's an integral part of humanity, of being humane, of being a moral agent. Also look at religion. Religion is somewhat of a spiritual consensus. Compare that to an individual person. Say someone says, you know, to you that he has his own spirituality, his or hers, and that they have a deep connection to the spiritual world that you don't understand. How much more skeptical would you be of that than of a religious person? Now, there's going to be a very, very small percentage of people who would be just as skeptical of that as a religious person, but the vast majority of people would be far more skeptical of an individual saying that than of a spiritual person. For example, if an individual says that he's a prophet, which is pretty much what having your own spirituality is that you have a profound understanding of the spiritual world that no one else has, supposedly, and that's what your individual spirituality is, which is as if you're claiming that you're a prophet. And so how much more mockable, how much easier it is to ridicule someone like that than it is to ridicule millions and sometimes billions of people throughout history who have a consensus about what the spiritual world is like. So to attack religion is really to destroy spirituality, whether you want to admit it or not. Rather, to destroy spirituality as we know it. So it was very obvious that what they're doing is attacking religion through the gay movements, feminist movements, crying about the patriarchy, etc., attacking the most well-established and well-defined religions through the science, the pseudoscience movements, especially psychiatry, psychology, all these, you know, these different movements attacking religion. Agnostics, they're saying, prove it to us, knowing very well that this is something that probably will never be proven until it is too late. So it's very sad that people do not understand why I chose to do what I do. They don't understand on my videos where I seem the most stressed out. You know, I'm struggling the most to find my words. I'm very upset. They don't understand that that's the common symptoms of being upset. You're struggling to say what you want to say, especially if you've been holding it in, and then all of a sudden you make a video or you start talking to somebody. It comes out of, you know, even mental health describes it as bottling up your emotions, and then it explodes, you know. So it's very sad that people don't understand. You know, it is downright depressing. It is a fucking tragedy. And if we are to label heroes as crazy, as mentally ill, because we object to their behavior, what kind of arbitrary standard are we setting? And how will it affect the future of mankind? I don't think you people truly grasp what is going on, because to some of you, it is not very palatable. It doesn't sit well with you. You don't want to accept it because of your political habits, your social habits. You hold on to that which is wicked, and you're quick to let go of that which is good because it seems to be in your best interest, especially when a bunch of people are using social means to reinforce that misconception. To attack religion is to attack the spiritual nature of man, and it will result in people's individual experiences which are mocked, or the status quo giving you a religion, a new age religion. That is the end of this path that we're on to destroy Islam and Christianity for the sake of gay rights, for the sake of pseudosciences based on Freud and drug dealers like that, Skinner, Wundt, Jung, Joseph Campbell, all these kind of ignorant fools who are spiritual bottom feeders. The righteous get heaven, and the bottom feeders, the spiritual bottom feeders, get what is left. So I urge you, I implore you, I ask of you to make the right decision. Take a stand for these two religions, particularly, specifically, and especially. Because in the future, the very idea of being a real Christian or a real Muslim will be mocked. I've chosen Islam as an extreme form of Christianity to counter this extreme attack on religion that Christianity is not built to withstand. They are the big bad wolves. Being an atheist, an agnostic, a Hindu, a Buddhist, a Shintoist, any other religion is the first hut. What was it, built out of straws? Built out of sticks? Whatever it's built out. And then the next one is Christianity. It's built off a material that's slightly better. And it gets blown down nevertheless. Not because there's not truth in it, because it's not built to withstand the big bad wolf. In that house is a bunch of people who say, well, let's deal with this wolf by using this material, by taking this route, which is not going to work. I tell you, as someone who, who's descendants of Igbos, if you don't learn anything, learn from this flag. If you don't learn anything else from this flag, there was thousands, tens of thousands of Igbos praying, even millions even, and around 1 million of them starved to death. Why? Because they were investing in a structure, in a form of architecture, in a belief system that was not built to withstand the big bad wolf. And the last one was built of brick, and there's guns sticking out, firing back at the big bad wolf. So either the big bad wolf can't blow it down, or he will suffer immensely attempting to, or succeeding in, the destruction of it, which is how it must be, how it should be. If the devil is to take down spirituality as we know it, spirituality in the only fair sense it could possibly exist, that he is not going to walk away unscathed. He will pay the spiritual and physical price for that betrayal. Thank you.